this is a compare and contrast question when we're looking at a couple of different experiments. Now, I didn't put the full passage on here. Remember, on the science, you're going to have a passage, maybe some graphics, maybe not, and then 5 or 6 questions that are going to relate to it. I want to look at a specific type of question and show you how to work smarter instead of harder so that you are spending much less time tackling the question and more time getting points into your point bucket to help that composite score grow. So here, if I'm paying attention to this question, it says experiment 2 differed from experiment 1 in which of the following ways? Now, here's the insider secret and something that the test writers don't tell you. If I want to compare experiment 1 and experiment 2 in terms of how they are the same and how they are different, there is one place that I always look, and it tells me everything that I need to know. And that is the very first sentence underneath my second experiment that I am comparing. So let's take a look at this sentence here. The procedure in experiment 1 was repeated 2 more times. Okay, it's showing me how they're the same. Now here's my difference. Except that the reagent, sulfuric acid in step 1, was replaced with potassium permanganate and hydrogen peroxide respectively. Okay, so what happened? Well, I was using sulfuric acid in my first experiment, and in my second one, I'm using potassium permanganate and I'm using hydrogen peroxide. So now I want to quickly compare, again, another huge time-saving technique, what is going on in the differences between my answer choices. The number of reagents, the mass of graphite, the mass of graphite. Well, this sentence, and it is always there, people, believe me. If you don't, go look. Every single time it will be the case. This sentence underneath my description of experiment 2 had nothing to do with the mass of graphite. So I am immediately eliminating answer choices H and J. Notice I didn't even read every single word in these answers before I found a difference that I can eliminate. Now let's compare for our differences again. Was larger than in experiment 2? Was larger than in experiment 1. Well, when was it bigger? Well, I used 1 here and I used 2 here. So what does that tell me? It was larger in experiment 2. So I need to choose answer choice G that says the number of reagents used in experiment 2 was larger than 1. Now avoid getting caught up in all of the minor details by reading every single answer. Read horizontally instead of vertically and find those comparisons. But this step right here is the #1 way to save time on these questions. See you soon.